10 Things I Hate About You, 1999. I'm your cult boyfriend, and I'm really happy to really get involved in some 10 Things I Hate About You discourse, baby. Okay, everyone loves this movie. I love this movie. It's a culture defining, generation defining film. It's awesome. It's great. I love Julia Stiles. I love Heath Ledger. I love Patrick and Kat. One of my favorite romances ever. It's probably one of my favorite romantic comedies ever. But I'm not going to exhaust you guys with some needless analysis of 10 Things I Hate About You because honestly, it's really not available. It's really not there. Um, 10 Things I Hate About You wants to be really fun. It wants to be a really entertaining movie, and clearly, 10 Things I Hate About You is a very fun and very entertaining movie. Bra fucking Bo movie, you did your job. Um, so I'm not going to exhaust anyone's patience with a needlessly loaded analysis about it. But something that does interest me is the way that it interacts with Shakespeare, the way that it interacts with its author, the way that the 90s and the early 2000s interacted with Shakespeare. I mean, that time really insisted on Shakespeare. I love the postmodern era of popular filmmaking, which happened from like 1995 to 2004. Let's just be generous. Like that was the window. That was the time frame that these postmodern studio projects were being produced, and quite a few of them had an emphasis on Shakespeare. I just covered this was not deliberate. I did not deliberately watch these all these Shakespearean '90s movies lately. The last video I did, I talked about Hamlet, Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet. I ended up talking about that film, which, by the way, I will take every opportunity to remind my viewers that Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet from 1996 is one of the greatest films ever made. One of the absolute most incredible works of art that I have ever seen. If you have not seen all 4 hours of its beauty, of its perfection, definitely go check it out. It's one of the best things you'll ever watch in your life, and you'll thank me for it. Um, and I ended up talking about that and how I wish it didn't relate to Hamlet so much, but that's really besides the point. The video before that, I did Romeo and Juliet, or Romeo plus Juliet, Baz Luhrmann's 1996 film as well, derived from Shakespeare, clearly. 10 Things I Hate About You. We also have like Othello. We have quite a few films from this time period that that attempts to engage with Shakespeare uh, on postmodern terms, so on deconstructionist terms, right? And but whereas let's use like Romeo plus Juliet, I'm gonna be insufferable and call it that just to be an ass. Romeo plus Juliet, Baz Luhrmann's film. Let's compare Romeo plus Juliet to 10 Things I Hate About You. Romeo plus Juliet was okay. I'm annoying myself. I'm not gonna do that anymore. Romeo and Juliet. 1996 was about the machinations of tragedy. It was a film about the machinations of composition. The way that the tragedy was expressed was far more important or far more revealing than the tragedy itself for the composition of that film. It engaged with Shakespearean text in extremely deconstructionist and ironic ways. Um, and it was very fascinatingly done, and it was very well done as well, because there was unexpected confrontational emotionality through certain characters like Mercutio and from Harold Perrineau's performance of Mercutio. With 10 Things I Hate About You, let's talk about 10 Things I Hate About You's relationship with Shakespeare, with its author, of course. 10 Things I Hate About You being a retelling, a reimagining of The Taming of the Shrew, which is like one of Shakespeare's more problematic plays. It's essentially The Taming of the Shrew is essentially about a woman almost being like tricked into marriage and then tamed by her new husband through physical force or abusive measures. It's a comedy. It is funny. It's just a difficult one to justify. In any semblance of the modern era, which is fun that that Kat in the film is decidedly very interested in feminist like rock groups, like riot girl groups. I mean, the Raincoats are mentioned. The Raincoats are fucking awesome. I can't believe the Raincoats were mentioned in this film. She actually has like a pretty killer taste in music, but they are feminist alt punk bands. And she is also as a thinker, like her philosophy is a sort of anarcho-feminism, which is like a pretty cool thing to do, and a pretty weird way of taking the piss out of Shakespeare, really. But what's the film's relationship with Shakespeare? The film satirizes Shakespeare. The film abuses Shakespeare. The film sexualizes Shakespeare. The film objectifies Shakespeare. And that's when it got really crazy to me, because I just rewatched it for the first time in like 10 years. Still absolutely beautiful. I forgot there was a whole character who had a poster of Shakespeare, a pinup, a Shakespeare pinup of the bard in her locker. And when asked about it by David Krumholtz, she's like, oh, me and Shakespeare, we're involved. We have a thing. Like, she has a Shakespeare fetish. Yes. Shakespeare is fetishized in 10 Things I Hate About You. He's sexualized, objectified, and fetishized. And it's a good thing. And that's how 10 Things I Hate About You interacts with Shakespeare through deconstructionist, postmodern, ruined tongues. And that's fascinating for me to see. It's so wild to see a work like 10 Things I Hate About You almost divorce itself from the author so entirely, all while remaining true to certain structures within the narrative, within the plot. I mean, the sermon at the end of the film is turned into, or at the end of the play, is turned into this beautiful poem that actually does bring tears to my eyes, with the 10 Things I Hate About You bit that Julia Stiles does, staring at Heath Ledger, brings tears to my eyes. Uh, Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles. Let's just take a moment, because they look great on their own, but when I see them in a frame together, when I see them talking to each other, when I see them doing anything together at each other, I feel like such power. I feel like a Bogey and Bacall power. I feel a Burton and Taylor power, which is very fitting, truly apt, because this film owes almost more to the Taylor and Burton film of Taming of the Shrew than it does to the actual Taming of the Shrew play by Shakespeare. My point is, I feel something so legendary, movie magic, when I see Kat and Patrick together, when I see Julia Stiles and Heath Ledger together, something unending, something earth-shattering, something immortal, something eternal, and I feel it in physical, I feel it emotional, I feel it visceral, I feel it forever. I love the two of them together. It is truly beyond iconic. It is definitive of romantic cinema. And my God, those two together, the chemistry between them is can make anyone swoon, and I am no different. I swoon for that couple. Beautiful couple, Kat and Patrick, supremacy forever. Love it. Um, oh my God, the way that it interacts with Shakespeare is through these like deconstructionist elements. Well, not just elements. It's the entire postmodern attitude of the film, that somehow it's like recognizing that they are following through the movements of a Shakespearean play, and they're not like lampooning Shakespeare in the process. They're sexualizing, fetishizing him. They're removing him from his uh from his power, from his normal power set, which makes it actually a traditionally philosophically postmodern film. If we're trying to maybe not remove Shakespeare's power, but redefine it and redistribute that power to these new postmodern brats of the late 90s. That's fascinating. That is fascinating. That is absolutely how this film is engaging with Shakespeare. It's about that juxtaposition, that clash of behavior. Same with Taming of the Shrew itself. It's about a clash of behavior. I mean, the film starts off with, "It's been 1 week since you looked at me," like bare naked ladies, these yuppie bitches listening to bare naked ladies in some like top down fucking prissy ass car. I have no fucking idea. I'm not a car guy. I'm just acting tough for no reason. They drive up in a car listening to bare naked ladies, and and then we meet Julia Stiles listening to "I don't give a damn about my bad reputation, no 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 living in a past," and it's a Joan Jett song, and that clash of behavior. That's what we're looking for within this, and what it comes down to with the Shakespearean elements, because even that scene I'm talking about that makes me cry with the 10 Things I Hate About You poem, she's only doing that poem in iambic pentameter because that's a school assignment. That is a school assignment, and she is able to use that school assignment, the power of Shakespeare's craft, the power of a Shakespeare sonnet, to make something truly sincere and truly postmodern with it. That's what this film is all about. And this film is hilarious. This film is very funny. This film is charming. This film is witty. This film is emblematic. And this film is so much better than I remembered it being. I remembered it being like goofy fun. I remember it being like, yeah, like, I don't think I'll cover that. I mean, it's fun, but I don't think I'll ever cover it. No, 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 no. No, this film's fucking good. Zach, your cult boyfriend. 10 Things I Hate About You is worth it. And it's a lot better than I remembered it being. 10 Things I Hate About You is like really good. Has everything you could want, but specifically that movie magic that you can't duplicate, that you can't create, not deliberately. When you have Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles, when you have the characters of Patrick, Verona, and Kat together on screen doing paintball or fucking kissing for the first time or looking into each other's eyes and realizing that Heath Ledger has a little bit of green in his, your heart skips a beat. It's movie fucking magic. Heath Ledger on those bleachers singing like a madman, dancing, trying to run away from like fucking hack security cops or whatever. Like, it's amazing. It's a truthfully holy moment if you can do that with film, whatever. It's awesome. 10 Things I Hate About You fucking rules. And the thing I find most impressive about it is actually just how like funny it still is today, and how well the pacing still operates. That's really what's most impressive. But what's most analytically impressive to me is the way it interacts with Shakespeare, the way it's not about death of the author. Oh fuck no. It's about fuck the author, like literally. Like really? Really? We made Shakespeare into a fetish for a throwaway joke for like a secondary character's secondary love interest. It's insane. It's insane. It's awesome. That's fucking crazy, right? That's crazy. But really, it's not just about sexualizing or fetishizing Shakespeare. It's about what I said a moment ago, about using Shakespeare to form a new postmodern sincerity, about taking something long-standing, revitalizing it, re-energizing it, reinterpreting it, or just mimicking it within this new monolith of existence, just mimicking it out into this new modern world. And it maybe, if Shakespeare's powerful enough, he will just become sincere. If we go through the motions of his fucking play, sincerity will follow. If it came from a sincere place to begin with, the power will follow. And that power is the power of teen romance, man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Man, I knew I'd lose it on this one. I knew I'd lose it. Oh man, I'm slowly losing my mind. I knew 10 Things I Hate About You would be the one to push me over the edge. My name's your cult boyfriend, and before I go any crazier, I think I should end this video and just ask that you subscribe to my channel, that you like the video, that you comment below, that you share this around, although I don't know how shareable my content is. I think they'd think you were a psychopath if you shared my videos, but if you know any other psychopaths who like good movies from the 90s and 2000s, like, send them a line. Give them my number and tell them you'll hook them up. You got a good boyfriend. Thank you for watching. 10 Things I Hate About You was a great film, and I'm so extremely just happy I got to talk about it. And that's it. That's all we got. Should be like clickable things now, like most recent video or something. Maybe a subscribe button. I hear you can do that on YouTube now. I hear it's a new feature. Try subscribing.